Good morning. Happy Wednesday. How's everyone doing? I'll wait a minute till a few people come on here. Hi, Bobby. How are you? I hope everyone had a nice holiday. I guess we're still having holiday, right? Guess that continues through New Year's. Hi, Barb. Good morning, Kathy. Hi, everybody. I don't know if I'll have more people on today or fewer or the same. Who knows? But yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. I'm kind of diving back in. Good afternoon from Egypt. Hi, Dinah. Hi, Donna. Good morning. So I'm excited to paint. I feel like I've been working on all holiday stuff and shipping things and taking care of so much other stuff like holiday that I haven't had a lot of time to paint. So it feels good to be painting again. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Leslie. Even though I painted a lot, I did a lot of ornaments and some big commissions, but here, let me turn this around. So I had this on my post and I decided I did want to paint it, this peony. I am like, Christmas is over and I'm ready for peony season. I know it's not time yet, but whoops, I had that little arm there. I didn't see that. Let's try to turn that. No, Bonnie, I saw you wanted that painting from yesterday. I'll have to do another one of these days. I'm sure I'll do another one that you love at some point. I hope. You know what? I'm going to pull my hair up too, real quick. So, hi, Chris. So I'm painting. This is white. So, you know, and I always say white is anything but white. So as I look at this image, I think I'm going to do my base layer, my pigment sticks, and then maybe mix colors. I don't know. I can't decide if I should mix colors first. Yeah, let's do that because that's been the habit I'm trying to build in myself, is to mix colors first and then dive in because it keeps kind of the flow better. Hi, Kathy. So as I'm looking at this image, I would say, you see down in here where these whites, they almost look a little bit purple, brownish purple. There's kind of yellow in here. There's a little pink in here. I want to try and kind of keep that. And I would say that my shadow areas down in here, that's warm. Even in here, that looks like a warmer color of white, whereas the highlight areas are cool. So that's kind of how I think about the image. So I think I'll do like bright colors. Maybe I'll do this flower more yellow, this one more pink, maybe this one blue with my greens here and see how it turns out. Kind of keep the underneath very colorful. I think that'd be fun. And I also need like a shadow color kind of down in there. So, and this is all really dark, so that's almost black. So I do have some black on my palette. Good morning, Anita. So, yesterday I painted ranunculus, and this was some of the colors from my palette that weren't dry yet. So a lot of times if I cover this, my thing up at night, my palette, with just a lid, like a cupcake lid from Tupperware. And if there are some colors that aren't dry and I really like them, I'll save them and often use them in the next day's painting. And a lot of times when I paint live on Wednesdays, I'll clean my palette completely off and start fresh. But because yesterday it was a fresh palette, because I hadn't painted on Christmas or Christmas Eve or anything, I don't even know what I'm saying, but they were still clean, still fresh, and so I kept them on here. I didn't want to throw them away, so I may be diving into some of those. So I'm starting with black, and I'm going to add some purple into it. I want to mix that really dark color at the top, and I'm going to put a little brown in it too, because I want to skew a little warmer than just pure black. So I'm like just doing my very darkest color. I would say it goes a little gray. So I'm going to clean my palette knife off and dive in. I'm going to get I feel like it's cool. So what do I want to do? I'm really not sure what I want to do here. I'm just going to take just a tiniest little bit of this. It's kind of a grayish white. So I want kind of a neutral dark color. So I'm kind of mixing my dark color in the background and the foreground, because that's like my darkest dark. And then I really just need to mix a lot of shades of white. Now I'd say that's a little too purple, so I'm going to put a little bit of manganese blue hue in there. I want it to go a little more blue. So this is going to be like my shadow area. Good morning, everybody. I wasn't reading if anyone wrote me a comment. I'm sorry, I was thinking. So I hope everybody's doing well. I need to kind of start diving back into real life and taking care of things on my computer, and I just don't feel motivated to do it. Isn't that terrible? I feel like I need this week off, but I'm not really quite sure that I can take the whole week off. But I could take maybe a couple days. All right, that's good. That's for like the foreground underneath the flower. All right, now I need some dark greens to light greens. I'm going to take some dark green here. Oh, that's nice. That's similar to that. So as that comes around, I'm going to pull some of that out because I really like that, but I want to desaturate that a little bit. So I'm just going to put a touch of, this is a touch of magenta in it so that it's not quite such a bright green. Where it's turning, like where it goes from dark to light, I'm going to get a little bit more. I don't want it so saturated. Maybe even just a touch more. Different colors will throw your color slowly, and other colors it'll take a little while till it changes what it looks like. Get a little bit more of this. That's nice. And then there's a really light green in there. So I think I'm going to add some of this in here. Oh, that's really pretty, isn't it? Thanks for walking us through your color mixing process and decisions. Very helpful and insightful. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. I love mixing colors. Sometimes you feel like that's a part you have to get through to start painting, but really it's such a fun part of it. Even if I just sat here, mixed colors, and didn't paint anything, I'd still enjoy the process. All right, and now I can get to, I need a little red. There's red at the edge of although I do have these colors here, I can even just, what's darker than that? Let me get a little bit of this dark one here. There's red in the bud, which is neat. That's partly what makes that look so pretty, is because of the red in the bud. Because those reds and greens together are magic. Bonnie says, I hope you're able to enjoy Christmas, Kim. You were under the weather heading up to it. Yeah, I'm not quite over it, but I'm getting there. Thank you, Bonnie. I did enjoy it very much. I had all of my kids home, which is always such a treat. That's way too brown, so I'm going to add black in there. So I'm trying to make like a good neutral, warm, dark-ish shadow color to use. That still looks very too warm, so I think I'm going to add maybe a little manganese blue hue in there. Or yeah. I'm just going to see what it looks like. Let's still throw black in there. Whoops, I have a little something in my black. There's a little piece of something in there. Probably from around the cap. I like that better. I think that's pretty nice. I'm going to pull that down a little bit and put some ultramarine blue in there. So that's nice. I have two kind of dark colors. I'll get as much off of my palette knife as I can. I should have mixed a little more of that. Get the rest of this. Oh, that's good. Now I need to mix some whites. Not too bad. I need a sip of my coffee. So where's everybody listening from this morning? I'm going to pull this out. So I need kind of grays. I can't decide. I'm going to put this color in here. Baltimore, Maryland is Mags. That's where my son lives. He lives in Hamden area of Baltimore. My son and future daughter-in-law. St. Louis, Missouri, Tennessee, Ottawa, Canada, Belgium. Wow, what time is it in Belgium? Michigan. Where I hear this, Milan, Italy. How beautiful. Ellicott City, Maryland. I've been there. That's such a cute little town. Alberta, Canada. Devon, by the coast of the UK. Rio Tinto, Portugal. Oh, that's fun. I know a lot of people have been going to Portugal lately. It's where my daughter's husband's family is from Portugal. I think this is good. I think this is a good start. Cross Hill, Ontario. It's Chris. I think we're going to start with that and see how it goes. If I need to mix something else, I always can. Because I think a lot of those subtle color shifts I'm going to get from my background. Ocean Springs, Mississippi, just got in from Amsterdam last night. Wow, Leslie, that was a big journey to go for Christmas. Do you have family there? New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Gold Coast of Australia. Is it like the total, is it like 8 o'clock at night in Australia? Can you see that okay? Will you be doing any short classes this year? I took your Helleborg class a while ago. Yes, I think I am going to do a short one. And I am, I just started writing. I need to do, I try to send out a newsletter once a week, which is not my easiest thing to do. I don't know why. It's like one of those things that I avoid doing. And I was thinking about, I'm going to make kind of a goal list of things that I want to accomplish and share my goal setting with you guys. And I need to know maybe what other people want my goals to be. I mean, I do little mini things in my Inspiring Art membership all the time. But I was going to do a little freebie one and put on my YouTube channel because I need to grow that a little bit. So that would be fun to do a little mini course. What do I have coming up? I do have, if anyone still would like my calendar. Whoops, here it is. This is my Serendipity calendar. It has some beautiful paintings in it. I have this up. It's on my website there's 20% off. I have a few of them left. And I figured they might as well find loving homes. So that is, I think it says it on the top of my website. I can't remember what the code was. I think it was Happy 2024, I think is the code to get 20% off. And if you can't find it, just let me know. So I did that, and I'm working on, I do have a class coming up in Kennett Square in February. It's going to be wonderful. So if anybody wants to come meet me in person and learn from me, that would be super fun one to take. It's 2 days. It's a Sunday and a Monday. And I taught there before, and it's a beautiful place to teach. I love it. All right, I'm going to keep that bright in the background. And I have my Inspiring Art membership happening always. I just keep that open. A lot of times people do launches of stuff like that. I hate doing that, so I just don't. I just let it be open. You can join us whenever you want and leave whenever you want. Try to keep all of that as low maintenance as possible because it does get overwhelming sometimes doing all of it. Irma says, good morning, Kim. Good morning, friends. Hope everyone's enjoying the holiday. Yes, it's been wonderful. Loved having all my kids here. They all came and stayed overnight Christmas Eve. It's been a long time since I had all the chicks in the nest for overnight, so it was nice. I'm letting this be colorful in the background so that it, bits of it shows through in the end. This kind of gives me a map of where things are. It's dark in there. Excuse me. This, I have to think about where my dark areas are too. This comes down here. I have a little vase down here at the bottom. Just a little purple in here. Good morning, Emily. Emma's working from home today. She said she could watch me paint. Let me think what I'm doing here. I'll just put some of this purple in my dark areas. Why not? It's a fun little pop of dark. Yeah, so I was starting to think about my goals for the new year, which always overwhelms me a little bit, and it shouldn't. It should be a fun process to do that. So I'm going to try to keep it fun. So if you're not on my newsletter list and you would like to be, just let me know. I can add you. I only send out newsletters. Well, I try to send them out once a week. I would say that I'm halfway successful at that. But they're short and sweet. Okay. What do I want to do down at the bottom there? Getting a paper towel and I need a sip of my coffee. So what's everybody having today? Coffee or tea? Anything special? Anyone get any fun art supplies or anything for Christmas? Nothing better than that. I know Barb got new Rosemary and Company paintbrushes. She told me that. That's exciting. A little dark in there. I need to put something down here at the bottom. I guess this is pretty dark too. I can always wipe it off if it's too much. Barb says, yes, I did, and I can't wait to use them. Well, you're using a lot of willpower if you didn't use them yet. That's good. Frankie Marshall's making coffee now. Coffee in Albuquerque. It's freezing outside. Ooh. I don't like freezing. I think it's going to rain here all day. I was hoping to go for a good long walk today, and it's not likely to happen because I think it is going to rain all day. What do I want to do here? I think, whoops, that's the trash can. And see, right now, when I'm ready to dive in and paint, I'm glad I already mixed my colors. As much as I felt like waiting in the beginning, I'm glad they're here and they're ready to go, so I can dive right in. Building habits like that, even if it's like getting something out of the way, helps you stay on task in the middle of it all. Natural Girl is 5190s, just making coffee. Dark Pearl Oolong Tea from London Tea Merchant in St. Louis. That's fun. I'm beginning to appreciate tea. I'm getting better at it. I think sometimes the trick is knowing how you like it. I try not to put anything in it, so it never has quite as much personality as a cup of coffee does, but I never like to drink coffee after the morning. It already looks cool, doesn't it? Naughty Vicar tea is my favorite from London Tea. Oh, that's fun. I never heard of that. It's a fun name. Get some of this pink off so it's not overwhelming. I think that looks like a good place to start. It's colorful and fun. I have a little yellow, a little pink, my blues. Now I'm going to do my pigment sticks. Always just a fun way to add a pop of color. Oops, I need a little piece of it hanging off. I've got to get I always sometimes have to clean these off a little bit with my paper towel because they get like a film. I should put them in a container. I always say that, but do you think I've gotten a container to put them in? No, not yet. It'll happen, maybe. All right, that's good. Good morning, Nancy. I love this iridescent gold, but it's, I don't know if they're all like this, but this one's super soft, so I can only put a little bit in. Use a tea tin. Tea tin, is that to make it in or to store it in? I actually had some loose, I had a tea bag that broke, but I couldn't find, I used to have one of those little tea, little things that you seep it in, but I couldn't find it anywhere in my house. To store your old sticks. That's a great idea. A tea tin. Well, I'd have to buy some tea in a tin, right? I like that idea. Sounds pretty. Instead of a plastic container. Because I just have them sitting in this, so it's wide open. Let's do a little bit of this. I love this color. There's a little hint of this in most of my paintings. I did a few commissions for Christmas, and I think they were all successful. It's always a little stressful to do commissions, but a good practice. Good morning. It's looking lovely. Yeah, I love the colors. They are fun. Okay, I'm going to put my pigment sticks away. I'll dive in. So my goal is to let some of that, how about in a chocolate tin then? Yes. I wonder if I have that. You know, things don't come in tins very much anymore, do they? I have a Charles Chip can, but it's too big. I do have a few old tins. I just don't have any new tins. I usually start like with my darker colors in the beginning here. Yeah, I got a few new of these panels. I ran out. Like, I painted so many things. I did sell a lot during the holidays. It was really a good, successful holiday, which always makes me happy. It was fun. I loved making all the ornaments. I really enjoy painting small keep trying to paint large. That's going to be one of my big goals for this coming year, is to do more large paintings. But I love doing small paintings like this. I do this every day almost. Yeah, Tina, the colors are great, aren't they? Whoops. Where do you buy your panels? Oh, Kathy, I get them from Jerry's Artorama. And I have an Amazon cart thing too that has a lot of my supplies in there. And you can find that in my bio here in Instagram if you want to find anything, because I think you can get them there too. I'm pretty sure. I've been trying to figure all that out. But I do love painting on these panels. So as I work on this, I'm partly thinking about colors, but just, I'm trying to keep it more colorful than my reference image, because that always keeps it fun. But I'm also thinking about values. So I'm starting with my darker colors to start, and then I will go in and generally do my lighter colors at the end. Do you have a rosemary list or Triquel? Oh, Ellen, I'm sure I do, but remind me and I will tell you the ones that I love from there. I think I need to do a little Triquel order myself. Or rosemary, both. My brushes are all getting a little tired. It happens. I take good care of them, but they do get tired after a while. We'll be posting your commission work you finished. Oh, will I be posting? Is that what you're asking me? Well, one of them I painted for my niece. She gave it to her husband. It was of the Rehoboth horse race game. If anyone ever goes to Rehoboth, I'm sure you know what that is. It's on the boardwalk, and they loved it. I can post that again. I posted it in my story the other day. The other commission, I didn't get a photo from them yet, but I guess I could share it now because it's been delivered. It was of a hydrangea. And Bonnie, it was the one that you bought from me in Rehoboth. A wife had loved it the year that you bought it, and they thought about getting it and didn't, and she'd regretted it, and he asked if I still had it, and then I repainted that for him, and it really turned out pretty. All right. Having a little bit of coffee. So instead of working on one area at a time, I like to kind of dance around my painting and kind of let the whole thing evolve at the same time, because then I can see how it looks. I don't like to just work on one area at a time. This is dark right here. So I'm still looking for my darkest dark areas. I love the hydrangea painting I purchased from you. Oh, I'm glad, Bonnie. Yeah, I told him, I said, I know exactly who has that painting. My friend Bonnie. Where do you get your reference photos? I generally, not always, but almost always take them myself. It's best to take your own reference photos, because I think that when you do that, it ends up having more of your own touch of your aesthetic. Like, I love to zoom in close on my subject matter. I think it adds to kind of having your own style. Plus, you have to worry, like, if you use someone else's image, then there's copyright. There can be copyright issues with that. So I generally take my own photos. That's kind of one of the hard things about doing this is that you have to know how to do so many things. Like I feel like I'm constantly learning new things, whether it's social media, digital stuff, whether it's photography, lighting. Like there's just so much about it, but that's also what keeps everyone being boring. So there's always something new to learn. Thanks, Anita. I think I'm getting better at it. I wouldn't say they were always great, but they are getting better. I think I'm going to do a seashell painting commission next. So my niece went to Florida and has some beautiful seashell photos. So I hope to go to her house this week and do a little photo shoot. Of her shells. Well, thank you. Yeah, the colors are really fun, aren't they? Oh, so happy. Like I love how that blends and that little bit of purple's in there, even though that's not necessarily really purple in that space. I just love how that looks. Unexpected pops of color. All right. I have to think here for a minute. Because I always try to do my lightest lights at the very end. So I don't want to dive into that just yet. So where else are my dark colors? I have, this is shadow in there. This whole petal really is in shadow. What brand of paint do you use? I use several different kinds. I love Vasari paints. I use a lot of Winsor Newton paints. I'm always experimenting with different brands of paint, so that's kind of a hard thing to answer. But like I said, I do have that, my Amazon page, that the link is in my bio here, that you can, I have a lot of my things that I use listed, whether it's for my acrylic painting, which is, when I'm experimenting and playing and having fun, or for my oil painting. I have a lot of my favorite colors and brands there. And if you can't find it, just let me know. I'll lead you in the right direction. Pink in there. So does everyone have off for the week? Or are you just kind of off like me? Pretending to be off? Yeah, thank you. If you don't find it, let me know. But it's in my link in my bio. Yeah, my husband has to work this week, so we had like 26 people here for Christmas, so we still have a lot of cleanup to do too. I'd say we're only just kind of starting to clean everything up. It takes a while to get through that. Redoing beds and putting stuff away. It'll be weeks till I can find things again. But worth it. Totally worth it. It looks so cool. I feel like that might be a little too blue down there, so I'm going to make that a little more neutral. And this shadow underneath here is actually darker than the petal. So I've got to do that. I need to make this a little lighter in there. You see that I had that purple on my brush, but I love how that looks, that it blended in there. Because it picks up whatever colors are underneath. Oops. I love the color in the shadows. Irma, me too. It's pretty. It's very kind of purple. I don't know if it's too dark down there, but for now I think it's okay. That's lighter right there. This is. I could push this in. And then when you look at your shadow areas, you have to kind of compare like what shadow areas look darker. Are they darker than somewhere else to kind of know that you sort of have the right values in the right places. It's 8:37. We're good on time. I think where I have my yellow here, it's too yellow and maybe too light. So I'm going to let a little bit of it show, but not so much that you look at it and think that it's yellow. You know what I mean? I always love colors that you can't quite describe what color they are. You know, like a color that you look at it and say, well, it's kind of a pinkish, grayish brown color. I love when that happens, but so I try to do that with my paintings too, like have things have the color, but not so much color that you look at it and you're like, yep, that's yellow. I want it to be a yellowish, whitish, brownish color. Like down here, this needs. A little lighter. Just a hint of what's happening down here. Like I don't want to overwork anything. Okay. Have to start to look at where the lighter petals are. I could put in a little bit of this. A little bit of giving that bud some definition. I think I can soon dive in here and go with this. I think it needs to. Yeah, that's better. Okay. I can put some of my lighter whites in. Sometimes it's hard to kind of be patient now and do this. My process slows down when I'm in the beginning of the painting. Everything goes much more quickly. But then as I get closer to finishing it, I have to take much more thought and time into where I put my brush strokes. I always say painting teaches me confidence. It does teach me confidence, but I meant to say patience. It teaches me so much about being patient. It does teach me confidence too, though. Get a little bit more white out here on my palette. Oops. All right, so it's coming together. I still have time. No hurries, no worries. So does everybody like to make New Year's resolutions or goals? I'm not really going to call mine resolutions. I'm just going to call them goals. I need a few goals. I don't want so many that it scares me. I just want a few goals, maybe a pie in the sky. That's what I was thinking about before I came live on this morning, thinking about, as I'm thinking about writing my newsletter post. I was thinking I might need like a pie in the sky, hard to attain goal, 1, and maybe a few, like 3 attainable, not so easy goals. And then a couple that I can knock off my list right away so I feel confident about it. Yeah, goals are good. I do think it keeps you on task of accomplishing things that you want to do. And I think about all that I've accomplished like in the last couple of years that I would have never dreamed of. And some of them just happened, but a lot of them have been goals that I've done. Okay, let me see where I need to go. Next here, I like that shadow area. I love this. I love the pink showing through up there. It's very dramatic. Put oil sticks in a tin. Yeah, that's my goal. I love it. That is my easy, I can accomplish this. Right now, goal is putting oil sticks in a tin. I like it. Yes, that I can do. I love those goals where you can just cross them off the list. What size? Oh, Bonnie, this is a 6 by 8. Yeah, the colors are so fun. All right, so this petals needs to happen there, and I need to keep this in shadow right there. And this is shadow. All right. Yeah, it's coming together. I need to keep kind of squinting at it and thinking about where my lights and my darks are. I definitely need this to go super light right in here. And super light right there. Oh, hi, Judy. Judy said, what I love most about watching you is that you find joy and excitement in every painting you do for everyone. I certainly do. Oh my gosh, I do. Yes, it is so fun. Like, it's as much a surprise to me when a painting comes together as it is like to look at it and you think, how'd that happen? I think the same thing. It's like a miracle. Not really a miracle, but it really is a surprise to me that when it all comes together, it's like, how did that happen? And I think so much of it is just being confident and practice. It's a lot of practice. But that's the fun part. You get to practice. You get to do it over and over and over again and get better and better and better at it. Like, what would I rather spend my time doing? can't think of anything. Oh, I need to, so see the side of this needs separation. This is, I need to push that petal back. See, that's a little area I didn't even notice really. All those colors are so much fun. All right, I need a sip of my water. I have lots of pops of color, maybe a little too much pops of color, too many pops of color. But we can quiet them. Is there such thing as too much color? I don't know if there is. I don't think so. That's dark. Oh, I need that light area in here and this petal. Now I'm just looking for petals that need definition like this. Now I feel like my brush is a little crooked, so I went back into my pile because I want to push down a little bit and pull up so it got like a petal shape. I'm looking for my lighter petal areas. Yeah, I love that one. Okay, that looks really nice. Now I need to do that a little bit more. That's my lighter lights. It's always like the kind of sexy part of pulling it all together. There's a nice little petal right there. It's good to have little pops of where the darks and the lights meet. How do you make your paint so fluid? Well, actually, the trick to that seems to be that it's actually not really, it's paint straight out of the tube. I just have paint underneath in my base layer that gives it like a nice place to lay down. So what I'm using now is just paint straight out of the tube. Thank you for so much explaining why you're using certain colors and specific brush rate. Good. I keep trying. I keep practicing, like talking about what I'm doing. It's kind of a hard thing to think about what you're thinking and do it out loud. That's the gift of teachers, is being able to do that. I'm practicing. Do you concern yourself with getting every pet? Nope, Bonnie, not at all. I just kind of dive in, and now at this point it's more of an ish, like just getting the feel for it. Because like I always try, and I always hear from like painters that I admire, it's not that I want to be painting a peony right now. I want to be painting peony-ness, like the feel of a peony. So you know what it feels like more than just what it looks like. Does that make sense? Yeah, well, and I feel like the way I do it and map things out, it helps me not get as lost, because I started with the grid that you can still kind of see in here. She says, it amazes me how you see the beautiful bright colors underneath the photo of regular white flowers, mesmerizing. But if you really look at that, like you can see those colors in there, a little bit more blue. But I love to push that pop of color. It's so much fun. There's a little petal in there. And now I need to think a little bit about, do I have any big dark shapes that need to be broken up? I can just throw a petal in like this. Just like that. That just broke that dark shape and gave it visual interest. And then, you know, at some point, then I kind of call it finished when I feel like I'm just adding things, but it's not getting better. We still have a little time, so I don't need to rush, but I still have, like, I love that gold showing through in there. see, so this, I feel like that needs to have more of that shape. Now this is a petal down here. That looks too much like a dark shape, so I'm going to lighten that just a little bit so it looks like a petal and not a shape. See how that separated that from the background then? All right, what do you see that I've missed or that needs a little something? I love my teal showing through. Do I have too much teal? No, I like it. I love, my eye kind of dances around the whole thing. I think I need just a little pop of actual white in here. That brings that, my eye goes to the vase, a touch of white down in here, a little bit of true white in here. Oops. Yeah, that's better. What about the darker area by the pink peony? Down in here, do you feel like right in here, I think is what you're telling me. This part maybe needs to have a little more definition. You can see my hand shaking a little bit. Yeah, that gave that more definition. Is that what you meant? It did need that. And maybe just a little more of the gray in here. Now I could do a little of, yeah, that helped. No, to the right. In here? Or down in here? Maybe that needs a little something. Little something, something. Gave that near the bud down here. Oh, lighten that. I see what you're saying, because it is light, and then it has that cute little thing there that I don't think I can do with this brush. But yeah, you're right. That's I totally missed that. What are your favorite preferred brushes? I love a Rosemary and Company Short Eclipse Flat, which I'm not using right now, but it's one of my favorites. And this is called a Traquel Spectrum 3000 Bright. Is it focusing on it? I don't think it is. Now wait, I just saw something. Oh, this. What do I have? It's 8:54. We're still okay on time. This needs to... I needed that, and I need a little... It has a cute little bit of... yeah, that needed... I needed that for sure. All right. Do I feel like... As I'm looking, my eye goes, like I love the bud area. That could go just a little bit darker, and then I'm just going to finish this up. But I love the bud, and this, I feel like that doesn't recede enough, but I think it's, I could either make this darker in here, or I can make this white, more white, and it's a little thick. So that gets a little tricky. So I have to really load my brush. And that's something that keeps my paintings sometimes from, I can't ship them for a while because it takes them a while to dry when I get those dark colors on there. But I mean, thicker paint. I love the thicker paint though. All right, now I don't think I'm improving it anymore. I think I'm just changing it. And that's maybe just this one little thing I love right here. There. Okay. All right, and I need to put my brush down because I'm just changing it and I'm not improving it. I'm gonna sign it. That's always the trick. If you're just changing your painting and it's not getting any better, then you need to put your brush down. All right, so I'll show you. I love all the colors. All right, so there's my reference. Yeah, I think I am going to, thinking about it last night, treat myself to some new flowers. Like at Central Market, there haven't been, knowing when to stop is the hardest. There haven't been great flower options because it's not the right time of year. So I think I'm going to buy some flowers for myself. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. It was fun. I hope you have a wonderful new year. And yeah, I'll see you next Wednesday. So have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. And thanks for coming. Bye.